Hello, and I'm Pastor Gordon Walsh. I'm pastor of New Heritage Church. We're located at the track in Pasco, Washington. Now, what we're talking about is soul survival. And I'm retired from the United States Army, almost did 25 years, and I'm a former Green Beret. I was in First Special Forces Group out of Fort Lewis, Washington. Now it's Lewis McChord. And soul survival, we take a survival situation such as water purification, fire starting, whatever the case may be, and we tie it in with biblical principles. But most of us aren't going to find ourselves in the middle of the desert in Africa and put ourselves in a survival situation, or be in Belize or up in Peru, up in a jungle somewhere, and having to do a survival situation. I mean, if you are facing that situation, plan on doing, then you want to do a little bit more than watch this video. You want to be prepared for that situation. But today I wanted to cover practical survival skills. A lot of times we look at life situation and we have events happen, such as go off the road, we get in an accident in the wintertime, and even if it hasn't happened to you, you know somebody that has done that. So being prepared, and just, a simple situation of preparation for the wintertime, since it is shortly here, and a lot of cases it's already been here and gone, and it's coming back again soon. So today I'm going to be covering some things that that I pack in my car, along with my wife's clothes and stuff. But everything else here, as you can see, this is covers us both. So be prepared for your family. Up front here you can see my boots, and inside my boots I got socks in there, so I don't have to worry about trying to find them. I've got my clothing right here with a hat, some gloves. I got some undergarments. Now, if you want more information on what you should wear and why you should wear it, you create a vapor barrier. What it is warm pockets of air in between your skin and the outside temperature. Go to Soul Survival Clothing. Here we've got some rain gear right here. We've got the emergency poncho, as you can see here. This is a poncho as well. And right here, this is from, just Army stuff here. You can go to the Army surplus store and buy this stuff. It's relatively cheap. You can also go to the Goodwill, Value Village, different places, and buy some of this stuff and get it pretty cheap if you're not wanting to spend a lot of money for a situation that you don't plan on using. Just like our life insurance. We don't plan on using it, but we get it anyways because we want to take care of our family just in case something happens to us. Well, that's the same thing here. Is you don't want to have to use that life insurance, so you want to be prepared in the event that you get in an accident and you go off the road and you're there a little bit longer than you anticipated. Sleeping bags in here. I actually have 3 sleeping bags. Here's some shelter material. We got the different parts here. Here's some stuff that we can use, which is 100 or 550 cord or parachute cord is what most of you might know it as. You can go to your local outdoor store and buy this stuff. Same as this. This is, I think I got this at the Sports Authority here. And then right here as well, I've got zip ties, which I like using. They're a little bit easier to use than tying knots and cut them off, and I can save my cordage. I also have my backpack with me right here. I have a shovel in case I have to dig something out. Of course, my machete. It's always good to have a knife. Makes you feel good anyways. Bungee cord, water purification. Here we have water, and also I have some emergency food rations right here. This covers me and my wife. This covers us about 2 days. It actually carry us for a lot longer than that because you can go quite a while without food. But we won't starve for a couple of days here. And then your first aid packs here. I put out this stuff. Normally I make my own first aid kits because I know what I want in them. But here you can go to the store and just buy some, if you want, because you're putting it in your car. You're not packing it in your backpack, your rucksack. Survival book. I always tell you, have your survival book on hand for preparation. We have a Bible that we pack with us. Fire starting stuff right here. We got this. Of course, we've got here, flint and steel, lighter. That's your best fire starter right there, the lighter. I've got a compass, emergency blanket, and then right here is signaling materials. I've got a flashlight. Now with the flashlight, I actually keep the little piece of paper inside so I don't wear out the battery. So I can just undo it and then pull the paper out, and I can use the flashlight when I need it. Signal mirror, chem lights, chemical lights, whistle, so that way someone can hear you. Also use these candles, so when I have my shelter, another thing is just to pack a tent and put this inside there. It helps heat it up with your body temperature and everything. The main thing I want you to remember is be prepared for the event that you go off the road and you're stuck there overnight. You can survive there overnight and get help. Make sure you always tell somebody where you're going and then when you're going to return, especially when it's winter time and times that you could go off the road, because that way if you're going to the Seattle Seahawks game, let's say, and you come back and it's that night and you're supposed to be back that Sunday evening from the game and you don't show up, well, hey, they know where you went, they know how you came back. Maybe you didn't go across Snoqualmie, you went across Highway 2 or something, you know, something a little different because you want to go down to Wenatchee or whatever the case may be. So let people know where you're going and when you're going to return. Now, if you ask me, what would I pack as a bare minimum? Honestly, I would pack all this stuff as a bare minimum. But you're going to want some water, you know, something definitely to start a fire with, keep you warm. You're going to want some shelter material. You're going to want a sleeping bag, and you're going to want some clothes. Really, then, okay, what's the rest? I got a knife. You know, you got to have water purification stuff just in case you have to melt snow or whatever. I mean, the rest of the stuff's nothing. So pack it all, you know, pack some wet weather gear just in case you're outside and you can't be in your vehicle for whatever reason. And the other thing, remember, inside your vehicle, you know, you've got the seat cushions, you've got all kinds of stuff that you can use in there, lay on the ground to help keep you off the ground, to keep you warm. So don't sacrifice your life to save your car if you happen to be out there for a long period of time. Now, we're going to talk about preparation in Scripture. And first we're going to be reading from Proverbs. Actually, the whole thing will be from Proverbs today. So let's go to Proverbs first off. And we're going to turn to chapter 6. And we're going to start with verse 6. Go to the ant, you sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise, which, having no captain, overseer, or ruler, provides her supplies in the summer and gathers her food in the harvest. I mean, basically right here we're talking about the ant being prepared. I mean, during the summer they're out there harvesting everything, they're putting it into storage, and then that winter they're prepared for an emergency and surviving the winter, really. So, and that's what we're talking about here, is just being prepared. Now let's move on into Proverbs. We're going to move to the next chapter, which is chapter 24, and we're going to read from verse 27. Prepare your outside work. Make it fit for yourself in the field, and afterwards build your house. Again, God's just telling us, be prepared. So here, we're just being prepared. You know, in the wintertime, a lot of things can happen. Now afterwards, you take this up, you roll it up in the tarp, you put it in your backpack, whatever the case may be. But be prepared for a situation that is unexpected. And then that way your family members will get to see you. They won't have to worry about you. All kinds of good stuff. Now, if you like this message, you can find us on our Facebook page at Heritage TC. Also our webpage at heritagetc.org. Also, you can go to YouTube and type in my name, Gordon Walsh, and I'll pop up there and you'll see me and my wife, and I'm in my uniform, my dress blues. This is one of my last photos before I retired. And just open that up and it shows all of our sermons and it's got all of our soul survival videos. So I hope you like this. I hope it helps you out. And remember, survival situation always doesn't have to mean you're out in the middle of the desert somewhere. Survival situation means you could be just driving from here to your family and you're coming home after Christmas and it's late and you're having a good time and you go off the road and now all of a sudden you find yourself in a situation that you need to survive for that night. So just remember, always be prepared and be prepared for the Lord. Receive God and Jesus Christ in your heart. So when He comes, you're prepared for His return. And if you go before He comes, you're prepared to meet Him. So God bless, and I look forward to seeing you the next time. Thank you.